Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Press Box, where we give you our thoughts and views, and we lay it on the table for you guys. Happy Monday. Welcome into hour number 2. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my.
I'm ready to talk some NFL football.
If you missed hour number 1, guys, you missed a lot of college excitement. But now it's hour number 2, and we are going to talk, like the man said, some NFL football. Woo! What a weekend it was for some NFL action.
Yep.
We got a new segment that we introduced in hour 1, and it'll be the NFL side of it in hour 2. Right, starting out with good call, a bad call. Well, I said Doug Peterson was coaching for his job, and that the advantage was to the Jaguars being in London already and not having to travel. And they do get the win. So I made a good call there.
Yep, I made a bad one. And that's all you're going to get out of me, because I'm not going to praise the Jaguars. I'm not going to praise Doug Peterson.
I made a bad call. I thought Vikings off a bye would win. These offensive-minded guys that get a bye week, like an Andy Reid, a Sean McVay. They tend to be good after a bye week, and I thought this was, and so therefore I made a bad call. He makes a good call on that one.
Yep.
Well, another bad call I made. I was wrong on the Steelers. I thought them making a quarterback change would actually kind of result into the team struggling, and that wasn't the case. So for that, I made another bad call. Real unfortunate.
We got
the call out in about 30 minutes or so. Breaking news happened yesterday as the Jets are waiving $12+ million in fines, as Hassan Reddick has reported or is reporting to the Jets facility today. He ends the holdout. The Jets waived the fees, and now Hassan Reddick is coming back, but it's probably a little too late for that.
Yeah, it's 100% too late for that.
So, we got a lot to talk about. We're gonna go over the games. We're gonna talk some stats here, and we got the call out in about 30 minutes or so. So sit back and relax as we do our thing, and you listen to your new favorite football podcast, Answer the Call. We're live on YouTube, youtube.com/answerthecall, COLL, and Spotify in the podcast section, Answer the Call. All right, guys. So Saints this season have as many 20-plus point losses at home with 2 as Sean Payton's tenure from 2006 to 2021.
That's insane.
Yeah, the Saints are struggling. Sean Payton did one last good thing for the city of New Orleans, and that's probably to get Dennis Allen fired at the end of the season. I don't even think he makes it to the end of the season. If they lose this week, it could be bad. It could be bad for Dennis Allen there.
Yeah, Dennis Allen has never really, in my mind, been a good head coach. It was always a strange move to me, and now I don't think he should necessarily get fired for the performance. He's missing quite a few key pieces, but ultimately, that's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah. And if you don't know what we're talking about, Thursday night, the Broncos 33-10 over the Saints, and that's what's led into that story. Bo Nix has thrown 0 first-half touchdown passes. He hasn't thrown a touchdown at all in the first half.
And I doubt he's barely thrown any in the second half.
The Saints are allowing 443.6 yards per game, most since week 3. By the way, First 2 weeks, outscoring opponents like 92-19 or something like that, winning 2 games. Since then, they've lost 5 straight, allowing the most yards per game during that span. So not looking good in the city of New Orleans.
Yeah, it's not looking good at all.
Well, yesterday was another London game. So the day gets started early. And unfortunately, it was a game that I didn't even really watch much of it. I had it on in the background. I was getting my notes ready for today, and I was going over some of the college games that I missed. I did have it going on in the background. The Jags win 32-16, and this isn't really much to say about the Jags as it is the Patriots. Patriots are struggling, and I feel really bad for Drake May because he definitely has a lot of potential, and he's showing that in the first 2 starts of his NFL career. And unfortunately, the rest of the team is playing like doo-doo, and it led to a 32-16 win for the Jags.
Yeah, really, I think it's just the defense is kind of letting them down a little bit. It's not that same potent defense that we're used to seeing in New England. Drake May, for all accounts, played a pretty decent game.
Oh, he played a really good game
yesterday, so not much, that you can ask more from a rookie quarterback.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
So obviously, Patriots are in the running for worst record in the NFL.
Yeah.
Do they go get Travis Hunter? Oh. Or should they? What piece? I mean, because they got their quarterback, so they don't need a quarterback. Do you think like an offensive tackle, a defensive edge rusher? I mean, what's the play where they're currently sitting?
It's really hard to really kind of tell because they have so many. The offensive line is not good. There's a couple pieces on defense they could go pick. I don't like Travis Hunter if they go wide receiver there. Okay. And off the top of my head, I don't know a wide receiver that would really fit.
Okay.
I definitely think they should go get a big-bodied wide receiver.
Okay.
In free agency. And maybe that kind of speedy guy during the draft.
Okay.
There's just not many wide receivers outside of, and really I don't think Travis Hunter should be a first round pick. I think he's going to be because of his play on offense and defense. He's got that dual threat. Whether that translates to the NFL or not. But I don't really like any wide receiver in this draft as a first round pick. They do got their QB though.
They do. They do have their QB, and that's the important part. I think Gerard Mayo will turn this around next season. He just kind of had the deck stacked against him this year.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he took over a roster that was really depleted, and they had no choice, but to go quarterback with the first round pick in this draft. They also nabbed what was the guy, the wide receiver that they took.
They took a couple. They took Jalen Polk and.
Jalen Polk was the highest. He hasn't really.
No,
I haven't seen much from him.
He actually tweeted out with a peace sign, like deuces. I don't know. Maybe he's gonna get cut or something. But the Jags did. They got the win, 32-16. They were in London, so they kind of had the advantage. They were sitting there, and they got to be comfy for a week, and then they really started hammering out the end of the week, I'm sure. Whereas the Patriots, they played, and then they had to. Kind of go over the film, and then they had to kind of do a couple practices at their facility, get on a plane, go to England, and then try to get another practice in before the game. So the advantage was to the Jags. I feel like the NFL, said, hey, the only way we're letting you back is if you beat the Patriots, and well, they won, so they get to come back to Jacksonville. Next up is Bills and Titans. Oh, and I should point out, I did call the Jags, and he called the Patriots. I called the Broncos. He called the Saints. Next up, we have Bills Titans. We both agreed on this. Bills. Now, early, the Titans had a 10-0 lead, and I was a little nervous, buddy. I was like, wait a minute, like.
Yeah. Yeah, I texted you at one point, and I was like, "Are the Titans really beating the Bills right now?"
They benched Will Levis and old Mason Rudolph to the Rudolph the red-nosed quarterback came to the rescue, and then it just kind of went downhill from there. Bills woke up. I don't know. Maybe the Bills were like, "Hey, we're gonna spot them 10 points." I don't know what it was. The Bills woke up. Had a really good game. Amari Cooper, in his first game with the Bills, scores an NFL touchdown, actually on his first catch. And something that is actually really cool is rookie wide receiver Keon Coleman has to tell him where to go because Josh Allen was doing audible, and he just got there, so he doesn't know the playbook, and he doesn't know all the audibles yet. And Keon Coleman pointed at him and pointed to the end zone and just said, go there. And Amari Cooper went there, and Josh Allen threw it for a touchdown. So that was beautiful to see. Amari Cooper is a great teammate, I feel like. He's quiet. He's quiet. So
yeah.
Actually, Nick Saban came out and said he probably didn't talk to Amari Cooper in 3 years while he was at Alabama.
Really?
Yeah. Saban said he's just a quiet guy. He stays out of trouble. And he's kind of like one of those, he lets the play on the field do the talking. He never stopped by the office, Saban's office or anything. So, yeah, he said he probably went almost 3 years without saying a word to him.
Wow.
So, I mean, that just says what kind of character Amari Cooper is. So, good job. Because even when he came to Buffalo, they're like, hey, welcome to Buffalo. And he just like walks by, like not, he kind of like waved, but I mean, he didn't say a word. He just, he's like, all right, I'm here to do business. Like, let's get to work.
Yeah. Yep. That's all you can do.
So, this is another one that we agreed on. Packers and Texans. Packers were favored 2.5, and they won by 2. Packers win 24-22. If you missed this game, guys, I'm really sorry because this was an early game, and it was a great one. It was
this was the best, probably the best game of the week.
I would argue that the Lions-Vikings game was up there too. So, I actually watched both of them. I had it,
Yeah, I dual boxed it.
I dual boxed it. But Packers get the win 24-20. Texans offense right now they're struggling. They're struggling in the red zone, and not just in this game, in the season. They're absolutely struggling. So I don't know. Maybe Texans can turn it around, but they need to because the red zone. And what about freaking Stephon Diggs in the pregame?
Oh yeah, trying to fight the entire
Packer team.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with him. And he's really, he ain't doing much this year. I don't feel like.
I feel so. He leaves Minnesota because he doesn't want to be the number 2. He doesn't want to be the number 2 receiver, and he goes to Buffalo. And then they brought in a rookie, and they're like, no, and so he's out in Buffalo, and now he goes to the Texans and bringing turmoil to the Texans. It looks like so. Seems like everywhere he goes, drama and turmoil follow him. So
yeah, it's very unfortunate.
Well. Next up is a game that I knew it was going to be bad. Eagles, Giants. I picked the Eagles. Steven here actually thought the Giants, with Malik Neighbors and it being a home game, And I can understand it. The Eagles were only favored by 3, so I mean, not it's not like they were favored by a touchdown or anything. But Daniel Jones still continues to be Daniel Jones. I don't know what's wrong. It actually looks like it's not a Daniel Jones. It's kind of a deeper issue because he gets benched in the game. He still does not have a touchdown at MetLife Stadium this season. Eagles win 28-3.
Yeah, that's just.
What's wrong with the Giants? What's wrong with the Giants?
I don't even begin to know. I really don't. It's obviously not a Daniel Jones issue.
No, because they put in Drew Lock, and Drew Lock's not like much better. He might actually be worse than Daniel Jones.
You're right there. Really, I think it starts with the front office. They're not good at drafting. Malik Neighbors was a hit.
Well, let's be real. Malik Neighbors fell to them. Let's be real.
Yeah.
I mean, because had the Chargers decided that they didn't want to be physical and run the ball more, they probably would have done the same thing that they always done and draft a wide receiver in the first round. And so Neighbors kind of fell in the lap of the Giants. I feel like if they would have passed on in there, then they would have got criticized hardcore.
Yeah. And then, I don't think they necessarily put the right scheme around Daniel Jones. It's just that entire organization.
I mean, it's offense, defense. I mean,
yeah, it's everywhere. That you could pick any spot on the team, and there's a hole on that team.
Yeah. Well, Saquon Barkley scores a touchdown at MetLife, and he has a touchdown at MetLife before Daniel Jones does this year, and that just once again speaks volumes of how bad the team is as a whole. So, we're gonna skip forward a couple of games, and then we'll come back. Next up is Panthers and Commanders, and Jaden Daniels went down with a rib injury. But that didn't seem to matter as they dominated the Panthers 40-7.
Yeah, I mean,
hey,
that's how it should be.
You know what I just realized?
What?
This upcoming game overseas is in Germany this week. It's between the New York Giants and the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. You got to win to come back to America. It ends in a tie. Oh.
Wait.
But no, Commanders, they look good. Even without rookie sensation Jaden Daniels, he went down with a rib injury early. And, Marcus Mariota came in and kept the offense going. So, and that speaks volumes for Dan Quinn as a head coach and Cliff Kingsbury as the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you're able to do that, that's you're doing something right as a coach.
And Marcus Mariota is a vet, and when they drafted, they went out and got Marcus Mariota before the draft because they already knew that they were going to take Jaden Daniels, and guess what? They're kind of the same person. They play the same style, and it shows. Jaden Daniels went down, and that offense did not miss a beat. And I understand it's against the Panthers, so kind of take it with a small grain of salt. But at the end of the day, that offense still did not miss a beat. So, Commanders dominating win, 40-7. All right, now we're going to go back to what I feel was also the game of the week between the Lions and the Vikings, and it was back and forth. It was a close game. I actually thought the Vikings would win. It made the bad call section for me. Vikings off of a bye. I felt Kevin O'Connell would have done more. I would have got the win. But Dan Campbell says, hey, guess what? We're going to take over the NFC North. And they did. So.
Yep, it was a really good game. I enjoyed watching it. Jared Goff continues to play lights out.
Wow, that man.
Yeah.
He actually is tied for most consecutive games of 140 passer rating, or 140 plus passer rating. He's tied with Kurt Warner and somebody else.
Yeah, I think up until like late in the third quarter, he had completed every pass that he attempted. I mean, it was quite nice. I liked it.
You know, and what a turnaround for Jared Goff. You know, he was in LA playing for the Rams, and you know, yeah, he got him to the Super Bowl, but you know, wasn't really that good of a quarterback, and many people wrote him off and actually said that the Rams won the trade with him and Stafford and all that. And honestly, I mean, yeah, Stafford got him the ring, but Lions, maybe the Lions aren't too far off from winning one of their own.
Maybe not. Well, they're definitely my favorite right now in the NFC.
You know, that whole NFC North needs to be aggressive at the trade deadline.
Yeah, they got to keep pace with each other.
I mean, seriously, like I know the Packers are already talking with the Browns for Greg Newsome and Myles Garrett to see if either one of them are available. I mean, I really think that every single one of these teams in the NFC North is going to have to be make an aggressive move at the deadline because it is still anybody's race right now, and that is honestly it's the best division in football right now.
Yeah, 100%.
So
hands down, nobody.
And can we talk about Dan Campbell for a minute? Can we appreciate this man and his post game speeches? I mean,
his post game speeches are hilarious.
Oh my God! So I was listening to his post game speech this morning. You know, before hour one, before we got the show started, and I'm not gonna lie, guys, I got freaking goosebumps. All right. Like, he's over there talking up the kicker, you know, like he's all like, you know, we couldn't have done it without you. The kicker. We're talking kicker. And he did. He made the game-winning kick. But, you know, like, kudos to that kicker because, he was like, well, the offense, you know, they moved the ball and they got first downs and they put us in position. You know, really good environment for the Lions, they played team ball. And
yeah,
they're all about recognizing each other. And they do they not have arguably probably the best running back duo in the NFL right now?
Oh, I mean, they do 100%.
Oh, Sonic and Knuckles?
Hold on. I can't say they have the best running back duo in the NFL. They're second best behind Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson.
Oh, yeah, okay. Fair enough. But, Sonic and Knuckles in Detroit, wow.
Yeah, they're good. I mean, there ain't no other way to say it. They are good. They got Amon-Ra St. Brown. They got Sam Laporta. I think they have another good, decent wide receiver. Nothing like to write home about. But
I got Jameson Williams. I mean, they're good.
That offense is stacked. I mean,
and guys, if you guys don't know what we're talking about when we say Sonic and Knuckles, we're referring to the two running backs. Okay, Jamar Gibbs is Sonic because of his speed. You know, Sonic the Hedgehog is fast, and David Montgomery is Knuckles because he's the bruiser of the two. So combined, they are Sonic and Knuckles. They have earned the nickname Sonic and Knuckles around the league. I'm for it. I'm absolutely for it. Well, and yeah. I hope the Lions make a deep run here. I would love nothing more than to see, Detroit get a ring, go to the Super Bowl. So good job, Lions. You made me eat my words today, but it's one of those that I can sit here and be like, hey, I'm okay with saying I was wrong on this one.
Yep.
Well, we were both wrong on this one, and wow, Seahawks just come in and smack the Dirty Birds.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
I mean,
I looked at that score halftime, and I was just like, what is going on right now?
It's one that wasn't shown where I'm at, the Chiefs and Niners, which I'm sure that one probably got showed by many. But yeah, 34-14 Seahawks. I didn't see that happen. Seahawks have been struggling this year, and now all of a sudden, maybe they could still win the NFC West. I don't know.
Well, they're in the lead for the NFC West right now, I believe.
Well, I know everybody thought the 49ers were going to do it, but no, Seahawks, they came in and reminded everybody that, hey, we're still a good football team, and we're still going to win some ball games, dang it. And they put the smackdown on them. They 34-14, like Kirk Cousins, man, we were bragging on you a couple of weeks ago. What happened to that Kirk Cousins? That offense struggled. He struggled. That offense struggled. Kirk Cousins, if you're listening, if this makes it to you, we need old prime time Kirk back that was here a couple of weeks ago, not the one that delivered on Sunday. So, I don't know, 34-14. And like you said, now Seahawks are leading the division because the Chiefs beat the 49ers yesterday. And that's something that we both called. We both said that the Chiefs would win this one. Andy Reid off of a bye. You don't bet against Andy Reid off of a bye. The 49ers are banged up. Deebo Samuel had an illness before the game. He actually exited the game. Brandon Ayuk probably tore his ACL. If you didn't see that, and if you got a weak stomach, I don't advise you to go watch it because I watched it several times and it doesn't get any better or easier for me. That was a gruesome hit, and the way that his knee just went inward, it makes me cringe, guys. Like it makes me cringe.
Yeah, it was bad.
Kudos to Andy Reid. Off the bye, doesn't have wide receivers, finds a way. It's next man up. But really, kudos to Steve Spagnuolo. I mean, doing what he does best. Like I said, he's probably the best defensive coordinator in the game right now. Dialing up those exotic blitzes and just keeping that pressure on 49ers. Brock Purdy looked terrible. He had 3 interceptions in the game. I mean, and if you had him on your fantasy team, like I did, you're kind of sitting here in disarray right now because I didn't see Brock Purdy turning the ball. Brock Purdy is a smart guy and he usually puts the ball, but that pressure was just too much for him. And the Chiefs get the 28-18 win, or 28-20 win. Sorry.
And this was a game where Patrick Mahomes did not play well.
No, I mean, he did not.
He did not play well at all. Outside of, the one touchdown he ran in, he didn't play well. It was mostly Kareem Hunt and the defense.
Well, I'm glad you said something about old Patrick Mahomes, because I got an interesting stat that if you're a Kansas City fan, maybe it's not so bad right now. Okay, Patrick Mahomes is only the second quarterback to have more interceptions than touchdowns after a 6-0 start. Can you guess the other one?
Tom Brady.
Peyton Manning, back when the Broncos won the Super Bowl.
Mm.
Oh, so if you're a Chiefs fan, like many of the Midwest are, that's, Patrick Mahomes has 8 interceptions to 6 touchdowns this season. Peyton Manning that year had 10 interceptions to 7 touchdowns. So, this gives hope for the three-peat after all. And as long as Andy Reid's the head coach and Patrick Mahomes is the quarterback, it is really hard to bet against the Chiefs. So, they get another win. They're the last team undefeated in the NFL. So, bravo. Bravo to them. Bravo to the Chiefs. 49ers, interesting stat for the 49ers. They are 0-40 when trailing by 8+ points in the fourth quarter, dating back to 2017, Kyle Shanahan's first season as the 49er head coach. Kyle Shanahan is not a good coach coming back from behind. He's a great coach when he has a lead and he can run the ball and just, control the clock. But if he has to put the game in the quarterback's hands, he tends to not be as good. So I don't know. Niners, this isn't looking good for you. You came out and you lost this game. This was a must-win game for you, much like last week was a must-win, but this one is even more important now. And honestly, you could be on the outside looking in come playoff time. I think right now that they're missing the playoffs.
Yeah, right now they don't have the team. I mean, Ayuk went out, possible torn ACL. Debo, even when he's been in, outside of wide receiver runs, like he really hasn't done all that much against good teams. This is just a team that, they were so good there for a while, and now it's really kind of sad to see the turn they've taken.
Right.
I don't think they could keep pace with the Seahawks right now, especially if Ayuk goes out.
Oh yeah. So they
the
may
one
not even
bright
win their
spot,
division.
the one bright spot from yesterday's game was Ricky Purcell, who got shot in the preseason, ended up making his debut, rookie wide receiver.
Right.
I think he had one catch.
Well, I don't know if they were just.
Well, no, he got targeted. He just dropped. He dropped.
Yeah.
Like 3 balls at least that I've seen.
Well,
and even still, he's not going to be the answer to all their problems. It's just very unfortunate that the injuries stacked up against them the way they did.
Yeah, and moving forward, I mean, this is another team that needs to be really aggressive at the deadline. I mean, honestly, maybe go get a wide receiver or maybe go get a running back if Christian McCaffrey can't. Try to get something to help with this team. But right now, yeah, like we said, they're on the outside looking in, guys, and it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. Well,
yeah. I don't even know if at the trade deadline trading for somebody would even be the answer.
Who knows? We'll have to see. I think it's that magical time of the day, guys. It's that magical time of the day. You know what time it is.
Time for the call out.
Time for the call out, where we call you out. You want to start, or you want me to get started?
You go ahead and start. I'd like to save mine for last.
Oh, he wants to save his for last.
I'm going to get very passionate about it.
Okay. Well, we started out yesterday over in London, so why don't we start the call out with a player from that game? I would like to call out Mr. Drake May. This is a good call out, by the way. Mr. Drake May becomes the third Patriots rookie with multiple games with two plus passing touchdowns. Mac Jones and Drew Bledsoe are the only other 2 rookies to do it that have played for the Patriots. Drake May is off to a good start in his first 2 starts in the NFL. Definitely not his fault. He played good football, and Mr. Drake May, congratulations. You made the call out. We applaud you. Keep balling out, sir. Please keep balling out and keep doing what you're doing. You're going to be a good quarterback in this league. You just need the talent around you. You need the pieces on offense, and you need a defense that can help you. But you're going to be a good quarterback, and I am not worried about the 0-2 start to your career. Not worried about his 0-2 start. Are you?
No, not at all. He's got a bright future. Put some weapons around him. He'll be just fine.
Well, next up we have Mr. Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs, you have earned a good call out, my guy. You ended the longest streak in the NFL with 211 catches without a touchdown. He finally got a receiving touchdown yesterday. After 211 catches of not having one, he gets one yesterday, does a Lambeau leap. Congratulations, Mr. Josh Jacobs. Anything you'd like to add?
Nope, not to that.
Okay. So Keon Coleman becomes the first Bills wide receiver with 100+ receiving yards this season. So good job. Good job. I think it's going to be the first of many in his great career. He's got a great future ahead of him.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, as long as Josh Allen's the quarterback, he'll get the ball. I mean, Bills like to throw it. So
they like to run it a lot more this year.
okay. Next up is I would like to call out one Mr. Marcus Mariota. You, sir, have earned another good call out. You stepped in when Jaden Daniels got hurt. You went 18-23, 205 yards passing. I know you didn't light up the stat sheet in terms of yards, but you had 2 touchdowns. I don't think you turned the ball over. And you just kind of stepped in, and that offense didn't miss a beat. And good job to Marcus Mariota for, being a backup and just coming in on the spot and being like, oh, I got to put the team on my shoulders. And good job. I applaud you. Way to be a team player and a nice veteran backup.
Yeah. Way to come in and get the win.
Okay, guys. We gave you the good call-outs. But unfortunately, sometimes in the cracks, there's a few bad call-outs. And I am leaving personal beliefs aside on this one. Browns fans, what are you doing? Don't do this. Browns fans cheering and booing, clapping when Deshaun Watson went down with an injury that is now confirmed to be a torn Achilles, so his season is done. You don't cheer for something like that. You don't clap. You don't applaud. I don't care what the player did, didn't do, and I'm not going to get into what he did and didn't do. But the point is you don't clap for somebody when they get hurt. So don't do that. And that just kind of shows the many problems that the Browns organization have, even with the fan base. Trent Williams. Trent Williams is actually kind of like a good call, bad call out here. Trent Williams, he gets ejected after throwing a punch. The Chiefs defender provokes him. He throws a punch. And the bad part is he threw a punch while the guy was wearing a helmet. I mean, don't throw a punch on the football field, period. But at least don't hurt your hand in the process. So he gets ejected after throwing a punch. But he makes the good call out on the fact that on his way out, on his way to the locker room, he does stop and sign an autograph for a little girl who really wanted his autograph. So kudos to you for the autograph, but don't punch people in the helmet. All right, bud.
I mean, fair.
I mean, like don't punch anybody on the field, but if you're gonna do it, I mean, don't do it while they got a helmet on. You're gonna break your hand.
Well, I mean, would you rather them pull to Myles Garrett and pulled some dude's helmet off and bashed him over the head with it?
No, I don't. I don't condone that kind of actions on the football field. I'm just saying, if you're gonna do it, don't hurt your hand in the process.
I mean,
so
it happens. It's an emotional sport.
It is. But like I said, don't hit the helmet. You're gonna hurt your hand. Well, I think that's all the call-outs I have. He has one that he wants to do, and he wanted to save it because he said he's gonna get passionate about it. So I'm excited to hear it.
All right, Mr.
Wait, is this a good call-out or a bad call-out?
Oh, it's a bad.
Oh, we going bad, son. Okay.
Mr. Aaron Rodgers.
Uh-oh, Aaron.
You got your coach fired. You got your wide receiver in Devontae Adams that you wanted, and you still managed to lose a game that everybody thought you should win, that you thought you should win because you had your star wide receiver back.
Uh-oh.
You were still the same QB that was there before Devontae got traded. You only got him the ball 3 times, so obviously, what are we doing? You still make boneheaded plays. Your offensive line is still atrocious. False start penalty after false start penalty. Holding penalty after holding penalty. Maybe it's time to look in the mirror and realize you are the problem.
Uh-oh.
And not the team around you.
Uh-oh. Aaron Rodgers is the problem? What?
It's crazy to think.
I've never heard of such a thing.
I know. It's crazy to think that Mr. Prima Donna, Mr. Hey, I'm going to go do psychedelics in the offseason to get right for the season could be the problem in the Jets organization. He's gotten everything he wants. Everything. He wanted all the Packers wide receivers. Allen Lazard. He wanted this. He wanted that.
Aaron
What
and the
have
Jets.
you done?
Can I add
What
something?
have you done?
Can I add something?
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right, Mr. Aaron Rodgers. As I was listening to my co-host here, it got me thinking. You did get what you wanted. You got Robert Saleh fired. You got Devontae Adams, who only had 3 catches for 30 yards. And I know it was his first game, but you guys share that magical moment together. And you have the chemistry and the bond and the BFF status and the whatever. And yet you could only get 3 catches for 30 yards out of the man? What? You had 3 interceptions in the game. You've thrown 6 in the last 3. Most in your whole entire career in a 3-game span. The Jets are a dysfunctional organization because of you. Robert Saleh's sitting somewhere laughing at you. Laughing, clapping, applauding, ha 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 at you, Mr. Aaron Rodgers, because you did get him fired, and you did bring in Devontae Adams, and you do have Allen Lazard. And it's Aaron and the Jets. It isn't the New York Jets, it's Aaron and the Jets. I should say Aaron and the East Jets because or the East Packers because you went out and tried to get every Packer player known. Did you not realize that didn't work in Green Bay? That didn't work. Nathaniel Hackett didn't work. Just having Devontae Adams, Allen Lazard didn't work. When your running back is your leading receiver, we have an issue. We have an issue. You threw 3 interceptions. Are you going to blame Garrett Wilson for those like you did Mike Williams last week? I don't know. A lot's going on.
And for that matter, way to call out your wide receiver, Mike Williams, last week, and then go to him in a crucial spot. Like,
oh, yeah.
So you're going to... He's bad enough to take the blame for you, but good enough for you to go to in a crucial spot after not barely playing the game? Like, come on now. Like, I'm just so fed up with Aaron Rodgers and his little mentality and him slamming his chin strap off, trying to blame his own line, trying to blame everybody but himself. It just... He's done. Father Time has caught up with him. It's time he admits it.
Ooh.
And just moves on.
Ooh. You got to move on, Aaron. And guys, if you're wondering what we're talking about, we didn't even get to the game. The Steelers won 37-15. The Jets didn't even score in the second half, guys.
No, literally 28 unanswered points.
Yeah.
From the middle of the second quarter to the end of the game. The Pittsburgh Steelers outscored the Jets by 28 points. The Jets did not score a single point in the second half. And he could blame whoever he wants. Yes, the defense was atrocious. You couldn't get anybody the ball.
Yeah, but that offense looked bad too, though. That offense was looking bad. And this is a game that I thought the Jets could win because they brought in Russell Wilson. And I kind of thought the Steeler offense might struggle, so that was going to give Aaron Rodgers what he needed. Okay, that's what he needed to kind of slide by a victory they can hash out the rest of it this week, get ready for the next week. But Russell Wilson come in, and I hate to say, but the Steeler offense looked better.
Yeah, no, it did. Specifically the passing attack looked better. He was able to, outside of that first quarter, Russell Wilson kind of struggled, and that's to be expected when you knocking off the rust. But after that, it was just Steelers on the gas pedal, and they looked good on offense. I mean, George Pickens was getting the ball. Najee Harris was running better. Jaylen Warren, the second running back, had a nice screen pass that went like 20 yards. I mean, they were clicking.
I want to know if Mr. Beanie Wells, he's the guy that picked off Aaron Rodgers twice in the game. I want to know if he actually went up to him and got him to sign those game balls, because he said he was going to do it. He said, maybe I go find Aaron Rodgers and ask him if he'll sign these for me.
I doubt it. Aaron ain't that type of dude.
So Beanie Wells, he got his nickname from a Beanie Baby thing, giraffe, or I don't know. I heard the story this morning. Anyway, he was an undrafted out of Western Kentucky, a corner, undrafted, picks off Aaron Rodgers twice in the game. And like I said, I want to know, is he going to blame Garrett Wilson? Is Garrett Wilson going to get traded now because you threw the interception? Now, one was kind of Garrett Wilson's fault. I will say that. One bounced out of his hands and into the defender's arms. But are you going to blame Garrett Wilson for the other one? No. You take the blame yourself. And that is why you made the call out. And that is why we called out everybody else, whether it was good or bad. We took the time to call you out.
I actually have one more good call out.
Oh, he's got one more. Yeah, let's go.
I remembered it.
Let's go.
The Steelers special team unit blocked a field goal last night.
Oh, yep.
I think during the broadcast they said that the Steelers field goal unit has blocked 7 extra points. I don't know whether that was dating back to last year or whether that was just this year.
Yeah.
But it was the most in the league by far.
Yeah.
So kudos to that special teams coordinator as well as that special teams unit.
Yeah, good job. Special team. We don't ever talk special teams.
Because, I mean, it's hard to block.
Yeah, if you guys have never played special teams, I played a couple of special teams. It is hard to block a punt. It is really hard to block a field goal. And the timing has to be just right. So, yeah, man, good job recognizing those, because we don't talk special teams enough.
No, we really don't.
Well, can I throw in a surprise one?
Yeah.
In the Bengals game, I think his name is Charlie Jones. Takes the opening kickoff back for a touchdown. I mean, like 100 yards, just right out of the chute, just boom, and gave the Bengals a 7-0 lead right out of the beginning. Opening kickoff.
There was also another. It was a punt return. Yesterday, it was a 96-yard punt return.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I can't remember who it was. What team?
I don't either. So.
And now it's really going to bother me.
Guys, I'd like to take this time to say, if you have any questions that you want us to answer, feel free to reach out. If you have our socials, you can leave a comment on YouTube, on the live, on Spotify. You can comment. We also set up an email, answerthecall@gmail.com. You can send us your questions, and we will answer all of your guys' call, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to answer the call, whether it be calling people out or talk about something that you want us to talk about. You remember a couple weeks ago we talked offense and defensive line. So, special teams. Look, we're talking special teams today. We haven't done that. So
no.
We had some nice call-outs, guys. We had some nice call-outs. And I want to keep this rolling just a bit. So we talked about the Jets and the Steelers, so we don't need to cover that game. We talked about the Chiefs and the Niners. Rams, Raiders. Rams get the 2015 win. Aiden O'Connell breaks his thumb in the game.
Ouch.
Yeah, he was throwing a pass and he basically high-fived a guy, but it was a high five with the thumb, not the palm of his hand. So booger picking eating Minshew comes in. We thought there was gonna be some Minshew mania moment, but no. They fell short, 20-15, and we both called it. We said the Rams would win. There was a lot of Raider fans. Obviously, you know, Raiders used to be in Los Angeles. There's a lot of Raider fans in the stands, and they still lost. So it was almost like having a home game, an away game be a home game, and still losing. So nothing is going right for the Raiders right now. I think they should just rebuild the whole team.
Yep, they're another Browns situation there.
Yeah. Okay.
new owner, new front office, new team.
So let's see. I have 7, 8, 9, 10. 10-3 is what I am currently. I'm not sure what you are. I don't have yours written down. I'm currently I'm currently 10-3 on the picks this week. Colts, Dolphins. We both picked the Colts 16-10. Oh well, we didn't pick it, but we picked the Colts and they won 16-10. And Dolphins continue to struggle. But honestly, that Colts offense did not look as impressive with Anthony Richardson starting as it did with old Mr. Joe Flacco.
Yeah, it really didn't. Maybe just turn it over to Joe Flacco. Maybe let Anthony Richardson sit for the rest of the season. Think about what he's done, and learn how to be a decent quarterback.
Okay, so I've got 10-3. So you're 8-5 right now? Yeah. I don't know, but they're still in contention in that AFC South. I mean, with the Texans losing, I mean that kind of puts them right back there in the thick of things. I don't know. You just need the best chance. Who's going to give you the best chance of winning, whether it be Richardson or whether it be Flacco, because you need to be thinking trying to make the playoffs. And right now, I mean, you won, but I mean, you beat a Dolphins team, without Tua, a struggling Dolphins team. And didn't Huntley get injured in the game too?
Who?
Tyler Huntley for the Dolphins, the QB. I think he got banged up in the game too. So
yeah, I believe he did.
So I mean, kudos to only allowing 10 points, but I mean, like, let's look at it. Bengals, Browns. I picked the Bengals. The Browns. It's just real hard to pick them as a winner right now, and I don't know. Maybe without Deshaun Watson next week, Mr. Jameis Winston, who came in and threw a touchdown pass, maybe he turns the Browns around. I don't know.
Maybe.
But the Bengals won 21-14. It is one that I did actually. I thought this was a game where the Bengals would kind of get on the right track. They still got a lot wrong with them right now. And they're still very much well out of the playoff picture. They're third in the AFC North. Oh, wow. That's crazy to say right now.
Yeah.
But, Browns, it's just, I don't know. Maybe Jameis Winston can come in and give you a little spark. And maybe he'll earn the contract extension and you can figure out your quarterback in the offseason. But there wasn't really a whole lot going on for the Browns. Deshaun Watson got hurt, and their kicker. Going back to that opening kickoff? Did you see him line up that returner and then whiff on the tackle?
No, I didn't see that.
He did. It was like see target, acquiring target, got target, and he was trying to pull like a Pat McAfee and lay the boomstick on him, huh? And he whiffed. He missed. It wasn't even close. Like, I think he barely nudged him at best. So
Wow.
he tried to do the old Pat McAfee boomstick, and Pat McAfee, he was a punter, but man, he sure laid the smackdown on some people. So
Pat McAfee was a huge punter, though. Like, that dude was
he
built.
is only 37 years old.
How old?
37.
Yeah, he retired quite young from the NFL,
he
too.
He retired like 29, but I love Pat McAfee. He's a great guy.
Oh, yeah. Pat McAfee's a...
kicker...
McAfee is a national treasure. We must protect him at all costs.
The Browns kicker needs to go to tackling school with Pat McAfee 101 because he whiffed. I wish I had the video like on hand. I'd show it to you guys because it was just one of those things he did. Like you could literally visually see him like looking like, okay, I've got my angle. Here it comes, and he misses. So,
wow.
Okay, we went over. Yeah, I think we went over all of them. We got Chargers Cardinals tonight and Ravens Bucks tonight. The Chargers Cardinals are on ESPN Plus, and Bucks Ravens will be on regular ESPN. And once again, guys, we're not a fan of these two games, and we're especially not a fan when one of them's on like ESPN Plus. It makes it real hard to watch both of them at the same time. So stop it. Stop putting games like not on channels that we can dual box it. If you're gonna have to, at least let us dual box it. And with it being on ESPN Plus, you're basically gonna have to have two different devices. You're gonna have to have like a tablet and like your TV or something. So
yeah.
Well, guys, what a great show. What a great show that was. We laid it all on the line for you. I can't say enough. I thought today was a great show. We talked about a lot of stuff. We are live on YouTube, youtube.com/answerthecall. We're also on Spotify. If you missed any of the episode, you can go to Spotify podcast, Answer the Call, COLL, and give your new favorite football podcast a follow. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. Share it with whoever you want to. And together, we'll continue to answer the call.